Guys, welcome back. Week 7 is almost completed. We're going to talk about a lot of the movement and shift and playoff contention teams rankings for the NFC. A lot of things have happened, a lot of upsets that we're going to talk about. Two huge teams got upsetted this week. We're going to talk about these power rankings, these shifts right now. Number 16 on the list, guys, the Detroit Lions. They have a record of 1-5, the worst team in the NFC right now, falling down and losing to the Cowboys. Guys, the Detroit Lions, in my opinion, are way better than what their record shows. They've been playing close games. I know what just happened this past week, but still, the record should have been way better. They should be a little bit better than 1-5. I don't think they're going to be in contention for the playoffs anytime soon, but anything can happen. Only 7 weeks in. Number 15 on the list, guys, falling down 4 spots, the New Orleans Saints. With a record of 2-5, fourth in the NFC South. They just lost to the Cardinals. Just right now, guys, their quarterback situation is not good. Very inconsistent. Andy Dalton's not playing. Andy Dalton is playing like Jameis Winston. So they have two Jameis Winstons. So can we please have the real Jameis Winston please stand up and play like a professional NFL caliber quarterback? That's what they really need. They need something, right? Number 14 on the list, guys, a huge surprise, guys. The Carolina Panthers going up 2 spots, beating and upsetting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now with a record of 2-5, they're no longer the worst team in the NFC. Congrats. With a record of 2-5, the third in the NFC South, the Carolina Panthers, in my opinion, guys, they will bench Baker Mayfield for the rest of the season. But the way P.J. Washington played, it was a little bit more solid than what Baker Mayfield has been playing. So you don't really need a wow quarterback for the Panthers. You need a decent quarterback to make safe plays, put up some sort of points, and let the Carolina's defense do the rest of the work. And P.J. Washington could possibly be that guy. So Baker Mayfield is in huge trouble right there. Number 13 going up 1 spot, the Chicago Bears. They will be playing the Patriots Monday Night Football. That game has not played yet. They have a record of 2-4, the third in the NFC North, and I've said it many, many times in this channel. I just don't believe in the Chicago Bears. I just don't think their offense is great. I think they're going to get blown out by the Patriots. I think that's probably going to be one of the most boringest, unsatisfying Monday Night Football games that we will probably ever see. They will probably most likely drop and be 2-5, still above the Carolina Panthers and the Saints. Again, my opinion, but let me know what you guys think. Number 12 on the list, going up 1 spot, Arizona Cardinals with a record of 3-4, fourth in the NFC West. They just beat the New Orleans Saints. They just got DeAndre Hopkins back, and yes, he looked a little rusty. But guys, 1 week could change a lot of things. And DeAndre Hopkins, the moment he starts getting back into his natural rhythm, he's going to be a stud and a huge offensive threat for the Cardinals, and especially after they just added Robbie Anderson, another deep threat. It's going to be a very interesting next couple weeks for the Cardinals just to see how they could identify themselves offensively. Number 11 on the list, guys, going up 1 spot, upsetting the Green Bay Packers, the Washington Commanders. Just a couple weeks back, they were 1-4. They won 2 games in a row. Congrats to the Commanders. Honestly, guys, the way they've been playing somewhat solid. It could upset somebody in the playoffs in the bubble. They could probably knock out one of the big contenders and could probably be that last spot in the playoffs after they continue to push. But they have to stay consistent with Tyler Heineke or Carson Wentz. Doesn't matter who's the quarterback. They have to stay consistent. And if they are, they could make a huge push. Number 10, the Green Bay Packers. Like I said, just losing to the Commanders, going down 2 spots. Second in the NFC North, 3-4 record. Next week, they play the Buffalo Bills. Sunday Night Football. The Green Bay Packers offense is not good right now. Dropping a lot of passes, not being very consistent, not being able to put up points when they have to, not being clutch when they have to. The Green Bay Packers, guys, it's going to be a tough battle next week against the Bills. Controversy is going to circulate always around Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers should come up to the plate and play like the MVP that we know he is. Number 9, the Atlanta Falcons with a record of 3-4, second in the NFC South. They just lost to the Bengals. The Bengals put up a ton of points on the Falcons, but the Falcons did put up a solid amount of points. They just could not compete with the offensive caliber of the Bengals. I do think this is another team that could probably push to have that final spot in the playoffs, but again, still a lot of football to go. Number 8, and it's on the cusp of being in playoff contention. Number 8, the 49ers with a record of 3-4, third in the NFC West. They just lost to the Chiefs. I do think the Niners defense is one of the best defenses in football. They they will clearly make the playoffs. They're just in a rut. They just added Christian McCaffrey. Guys, this offense is going to be incredible, right? The moment they find the rhythm, they're going to be extremely dangerous. And who is going to stop Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey? And all you need is a solid quarterback, and that's where Jimmy Garoppolo is there for. They have the best defense in football. What can they do? The only victim is themselves right now. So, number 7, the Los Angeles Rams. They were on the bye week, so nothing really changed for them. They have a record of 3-3, second in the NFC West. The over is going to be pretty solid. Number 6, guys, 5-2 record. They're in the NFC East, the Dallas Cowboys. They're in the toughest division in all of football. With the Philadelphia Eagles, the New York Giants, and the Commanders, Dallas Cowboys are going to be very, very in the mix and very, very in the mix and competitive for the playoffs, right? They just got Dak Prescott back. They did not put up as many points as you would expect, but they did beat a depleted Detroit Lions team, and that's a huge confident booster for Dak Prescott, so welcome back, Dak. Number 5 on the list, guys, the New York Giants. This one has no change, but in my opinion, if it wasn't for the Philadelphia Eagles, this would probably be the best team in football for the NFC side. 6-1 record, second in the NFC East. They just beat the Jaguars. They are upsetting a lot of teams that's apparently they're not even supposed to beat, but they're beating them in very close games. They're running, they're using defense, they're playing extremely, extremely solid. I'm happy for the Giants. Congrats to the Giants. Number 4 on the list, guys, going down one spot with a record of 3-4, the first in the NFC South, the Tampa Bay Bucks. They just lost to the Carolina Panthers. This is something I would worry about, in my opinion, because if the Falcons or the Panthers could start racking up these wins, the Bucks are in trouble because the Bucks are not putting up points against anybody, virtually anybody. They're not putting up points. I don't know if it's something's going on with Tom Brady. Clearly, they did drop a lot of passes, so you can't put all the blame on Brady, but something is going on for the Bucks. Number 3 on the list, guys, the huge surprise, taking up the first spot in the NFC West, going up 7 spots. One of my favorite teams to watch this year, the Seattle Seahawks. I just really enjoy and I love watching Geno Smith. DK Metcalf got taken out the game with a knee injury. Everything came back negative. He should be good to go, but still no timetable to return. The Seattle Seahawks, a huge surprise. Everybody thought and wrote him off after they traded Russell Wilson. But with Geno Smith, he could gunsling it. He could be that huge QB that they really, really needed. Number 2 on the list, guys, with no change, the Minnesota Vikings. They were on a bye week with a record of 5-1, first in the NFC North. The Vikings will always, and they will be solid. Number 1 and the best team in football in the NFC, everything in the NFL right now, the Philadelphia Eagles, undefeated, first in the NFC East, 6-0 record. They just had a bye week. Next week, guys, they will be getting tested, right? I do think that next week, the next upcoming weeks, I clearly see them being 9-0, 10-0. The only huge threat would be once they play the Giants, and that's going to be very, very competitive. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know down in the comment section, is your team in playoff contention in the bubble, or are they one of the teams that I kind of roasted a little bit? Please remember to subscribe down to the channel, hit the like button, and see you guys next time, and peace.